Hey crew coaches, it's Mary. I look so bright, don't I? I have this new light ring thing and it's a bit much, so I'm gonna have to work with the dimmer switch. Anyway, so that I don't have another trilogy and Jimmy doesn't yell at me, I just wanted to make a quick video to talk a little bit about Summit. Honestly, I started to take notes and I'm probably going to be really scattered, so I'm going to try to be quick and not scattered, I promise. But there's too much to write down. I don't even know how to bullet point Summit. How do you bullet point Summit? You can't. It's for those of us who are coming back, and I think I saw Jackie post this earlier today, I totally get it, girl. We're so overloaded with valuable information and things to put into play and things we want to do and good ideas and people we want to talk to and new workout programs. And oh my gosh, I have workout clothes on and I didn't even work out today. I mean, who does that? Who takes workout clothes off dry? Nobody does. But my hat is so full, and then I had to go back to the JOB and I don't even know where to begin. So I'm not going to overwhelm myself, because that's not what we do. We're going to take these action items and to-do items in little baby steps. The compound effect, thank you very much. Darren Hardy was amazing. If I had to have a bulleted list, he would be on it. It was really great to hear from him. He was one of our keynote speakers in the general session. And although most of us have read the compound effect and his presentation was primarily about the things in the book, it was just really awesome to hear him live reiterating those incredibly valuable points about, you know, the seemingly small things that we can do each day that amount to great, huge rewards in the end. And so just an amazing presentation from him. He's so full of energy and positivity, and it just really affected me. It was a great presentation. Then there was all of the training sessions, which, you know, I know that there was one training session that I was trying to get into and it was full, and I wound up choosing to go to one on Shakeology, which wasn't necessarily on my list. Didn't mean I didn't think it was of value. It just meant it wasn't one of the ones that I picked to go to. So glad that I landed in that training session. Scotty Hobbs and Shay, who was in pharmaceutical sales and really brought a lot of the clinical component to the table. And Monica Ward, who is just, I could listen to her for hours. She's just a beautiful, kind spirit who so genuinely wants to help people and through her business with her husband, Dave, and listening to the different angles and the way that they talk to people and approach people about Shakeology. And it was just all three different ways of getting to the same end result, which is helping someone to get started on Shakeology. So it was so awesome to listen to Shay talk about all of these pretty technical clinical reasons about what's in Shakeology and what it does for our bodies and why we need it. And then you had, you know, Monica, who sort of put the spin on getting really deep into the person's why and being able to establish from their why for their fitness goals, why they need Shakeology as part of that to reach those goals. And then Scotty, who is just Scotty. What else is there to say about Scotty Hobbs? You know, saying, you know, I don't know, I just, you know, talk to these people and they have to have it, you know, and I talk to athletes and stuff. I mean, he just brought something totally different to the table. And then there were there were several other training sessions, but two really critical ones that I just feel like, thank God I was sitting there absorbing the information. And one is growing diamonds, which is so important for all of us to be able to help, you know, our downline and help our coaches to be able to grow. And there's nothing more rewarding for me, and I know for all of you, than to watch one of your coaches get their first Success Club point or their first customer. Let's just go all the way back to the first customer. How exciting was that? The day you were like, oh my gosh, I think they actually bought something. And you're like, oh my God. And then you realize, in addition to them buying something and then even more bonuses, that you're going to get commission. The even bigger bonus is when you sit down and breathe for a minute and you think, but they're going to help themselves and they're going to get closer to their fitness goals and they're going to feel amazing and they're going to feel their best. And And then you almost get a tear in your eye because you think, I think I should feel guilty for feeling so excited about that commission, because really at the end of the day, it's about them helping themselves, and it's this beautiful world all coming together. So it was a great training session on growing diamonds. And I think that, you know, there's nothing wrong with having that aspiration and having that goal. And we don't need to get hung up on rank, but at the end of the day, all of our hard work is naturally going to get you there. It's naturally going to progress you through the ranking system. So embrace it, enjoy it, and help your coaches to get to their goal rank. And then the other session was on developing leaders. And so it was 2 really good sessions on helping to develop our coaches underneath of us back to back. Then let's talk about, I mean, honestly, seriously, I can't make bullets. I know I'm going to miss stuff, but let's talk about poolside. Poolside, I sit down at the pool because my feet are on fire, and Jason Diebold's in the pool, and I'm like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you since the cruise, and it's just like random. Remember we talked about hallway talk and elevator talk? These are the conversations where I would have paid $595 was the summit ticket for 2, the dream package. I would have paid for just that conversation, or just the conversation I had with Dave Ward at the pool in the cabana. But Jason literally, he was like, you know, hey, how you liking Summit? I haven't seen you since the cruise. And I'm like, oh, it's unbelievable. I said, there's just, you know, so many takeaways. And he's like, what's the first 2 things you're going to enact when you get back? And I was like, oh my God. He put me on the spot big time, but I was like, blah, 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 blah. And he said, and what are your goals? And I shot that out. And he said, how are you going to get there? And he made me think, and I blurted that out. And I was like, I got to go. Because I was like, what is he going to ask me next? I was so full by that time. It was Sunday. But it's those kind of amazing conversations and these leaders who drive you immediately to, how can I help you to get there? And this is pretty much what he said was, if you need anything from me, or need any help, you know how to find me, and I'm happy to help you. And then you know, sitting over at the cabana, and I'm talking to Dave Ward, and we got to really talking about, this is such a deep conversation about our why. And here I am talking to, you know, Dave Ward, Monica Ward, his wife, who was just the presenter at the Shakeology training session. And, you know, we all, when we're sort of growing through this business, we think, oh, well, the top leaders, you know, they talk about different things, or they focus on different things, or gosh, if I could only just follow Jimmy around for a day, I could figure out what it's like when you get there. And the funny thing is they do the same stuff we do. They do the same stuff we do, everybody. They invite people, they share stories, they try to get Success Club points, they help grow their coaches. You know, they're doing this, they listen to personal development, they work out, they're the product of the product, they drink their Shakeology. Same stuff, really. And so Dave Ward and John Hayes and I are sitting there talking about having a strong why. And I'm like, wow, okay, so we've been talking about having a strong why since you first became a coach. But this conversation was so deep and so vital. And what he was saying was, which is so true, is that your why changes all the time. You know, you're going to initially have a why when you first get started, and it might be I'm pretty sure he shared with us that his initial why was to buy a triathlon bike. And of course, you know, once you get the bike, then you have to establish another why. But it just changes. And sometimes it gets deep, and it's a why that's so emotional it makes you cry. And sometimes it's a bike. And maybe his bike made him cry. I don't know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, it was the conversations walking to the training sessions. It was the conversations at the pool. It was conversations at the airport. I actually sat and talked to a couple coaches that I would have never maybe met before. It was the conversations waiting for a workout to start. It was all these conversations and the training sessions and the general sessions, and then listening to our leaders, Carl Deichler, who couldn't be more sincere of a person, you know, and Michael Neiman, who's crazy and funny, and Jeff Hill, who's talking about his wife and her never give up story that is going to make me cry again, but brought tears to everyone's house. It brought the whole house to tears, is what I'm trying to say. And of course, pre-summit. How could you possibly even recap pre-summit? That was insane, Jimmy. That was insane. And so I know my passion is just oozing all over this video, and it's not organized like I'm normally very organized, but I can't put Summit into bullet points. I just can't. And the one thing I haven't said that's important to say is just spending time with your crew family. I thought I'd get through this without crying. We are closer to each other than some of us are closer to our own family. And it's crazy how much I love my crew family. And so for those of you who haven't maybe had the opportunity to meet all of us face to face, I can't wait to meet you, and you're going to love meeting all of us. I guess I'll say it that way. And we will embrace you, and we will help you, and we will have fun with you. So if you, let me end this just by saying that if you haven't taken advantage of getting your summit ticket for National next year, please get on the wait list. I know it's already at a wait list, but trust me when I tell you, I was on the wait list for the cruise and I got in. They figure things out. So get on the wait list. That's just a formality, and you'll be there too, and we'll all be together, and you can learn and grow and have all of these emotions and all of this energy that we all are coming back with. So I'm going to end this because I have a lot of work to do, and it's already pretty late at night. So I'm going to go. I love you, and this is what it means to come back from Summit. Bye.